my fellow Americans.
It is time we kill without mercy. We plan and launch attacks on America and other civilized nations. And we will not fail.
What are we talking about? Zombies?
That's exactly what we're talking about. We need to contain this. The White House has been compromised, so I have a local team waiting to bring you in. I need you to destroy his lab. They're gonna help you find it. Burn it down, then rendezvous with Valentine.
Got it.
Agents, listen up. We don't have much to go on. All we know is that he is creating a toxin in the form of a gas that reanimates the dead. Leon, see what you can find out before you take out his lab.
I'm on it.
Before he became the Nemesis, Marcus was my partner. He was part of the same Black Ops network as Javier Cachica. His specialty was biochemical weaponry. Rogue agent Aaron Keener stole a deadly toxin Marcus created. Marcus feels responsible for all those deaths. So when New York went dark, Marcus went with it.
Valentine's too close to the target. She won't be able to commit to pulling the trigger. Her and Marcus go all the way back to Raccoon City. The division recruited her after they saw all she did there. She brought Marcus with her, but he wasn't a good fit. Black Ops agents always have a dark side, and he helped Umbrella create the T-Virus for one thing. It's hard to know who you can trust. That's why I prefer to work alone. Except I'm here, in DC, and it smells like shit. Valentine, you owe me one.
Whatever, Leon. You get to run around and pop zombies in the head. I know you're loving it.
At the chatter, you two.
She's not wrong. This post-apocalyptic world suits me just fine. HQ, I found the lab. I also figured out why the city smells so bad. It looks like he's using the blood of infected corpses to create the toxin. The bodies are everywhere. And that's not all. The secret ingredient is made from blue poppies. They're rare, found high in the Himalayas.
Nice work, Leon. Burn it down and get to Valentine.
I'm on it.
When the Dark Winter virus hit, Marcus's unit disappeared into the shadows of the chaos. Rumor is, they created a new, highly covered unit, calling themselves the Hunters.
Valentine, if that's true, it's no coincidence that his reemergence as a nemesis is in DC. He's trying to flush out the Hunter-Killer, the Shade agent responsible for taking out his brothers. He's turned his back against the division.
I better hurry and get to her before our window closes.
He's lost his way, but I know he's in there. I can't take the shot.
Damn it, Valentine! We don't have time for this. Leon, what's your ETA?
I'm 2 clicks out. Valentine, sit tight. I'm on my way.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Agents, thank you for watching episode 3 of the Nemesis Hunter Division 2 miniseries. Each episode has a unique cinematic intro from the character's perspective as they chase down the Nemesis. They also include the character's build specs, gameplay, and an amazing soundtrack for you to bob your head to. If you missed episode 1 and 2, be sure to watch those next. I'll link episode 1 here and drop all episode links in the description area below.
Yeah, agents, come check me out.
The build details are coming in a few, so stick around. So I'm sure you've realized by now that this is a run and gun headshot pistol build. And the first thing I want you to notice is I'm not using a shield. I'm sure you've seen a few of these builds out there lately because they're super fun to use during events like Reanimated. But I'm here to show you that with a run and gun exploding headshot pistol build, you don't need to rely on the shield. Only your speed, agility, and accuracy. And this thing is a hand cannon, literally. So let's take a look at the talent. Headshot kills create a 5-meter explosion, dealing 400% weapon damage and applying bleed to all enemies hit. And this, my friends, is the reason why you have to go and get this pistol, because it is so fun to use. It's so satisfying to get those headshots, that poof explosion, and then the damage it does to everybody around that enemy. It's totally worth the grind. And now is the best time to do it because we just finished the manhunt for Fei Lao. So we're in that funky time frame waiting for new content. So there's no better way to spend your time than to go and get some of these more elusive weapons. Hey, quick note, I have a Reanimated activated right now, but throughout the gameplay, I'm going to be turning it on and off, and you'll see that in the bottom left hand of the screen, so you can see how this build performs in and outside of events. And I shouldn't say this is an elusive weapon. It's actually quite easy to get. It's just a matter of completing the tasks. And this is what you got to do. So you got to play the Iron Horse raid and beat all 4 bosses at least one time. Hopefully on your journey, you happen to get the Ravenous while you're there. So once you complete the 4th boss, you'll get 2 gold projects, one for Future Initiative and the other for Foundry Bulwark. And what you got to do to basically complete the project is donate a full set of Future Initiative and a full set of Foundry Bulwark gear pieces. So most of that's actually pretty straightforward and easy, except here's the trick. The chest piece and backpack for both gear sets you can only get from the raid itself. So be sure to let the other 7 players know that you're scouting for the chest and the backpack pieces of whatever quality, because you're just going to donate it. And hopefully you're playing with veteran players because they'll gladly give you that stuff. And that's because once you complete the projects, you not only get that donated gear back, but you also get the ability to craft that stuff. So I'll circle back on the raid. So for the chest, I'm running my first piece of D&H, which gives me 20% pistol damage. So it's got max headshot damage on it, and I put a 10% headshot damage mod there, and it came with skill haste. I'd rather that be something else, like weapon handling or repair skills. So for the talent, I'm running Headhunter, which gives me the ability to chain kill with headshots. And for Headhunter builds, it's the first kill that matters. So you want to build around that concept. One kill, the first kill. Because after that, the talent takes over and gives you enough additional damage to take out the vast majority of enemies that this game can throw at you. With that said, on Headhunter builds, you don't really want to spec in maximum crit chance, crit damage. Instead, you want to go with headshot damage. And that's because with crit builds, you only have a 60% chance of getting maximum potential from your build. We're only going for headshots. And with headshot damage builds, you have a 100% chance of getting maximum damage potential from your build, even if that damage is just a little bit less than maximum crit damage builds. If you do a crit chance, crit damage build, yes, the damage is going to be a little bit higher when you crit. However, it's only the first kill you care about with a Headhunter build, because again, the talent takes care of the rest when it comes to damage, and there's a 40% chance that you're not going to crit. And if you've noticed that weapons that are a deal for a Headhunter, like the Regulus Pistol or the Mantis, for example, don't already come with a bunch of crit chance on them, which means that you have to spec it all into your build, and that takes up a lot of attribute space. And with these weapons, the base damage is so high, you don't really need to do that. Just make sure you have enough headshot damage to A, take out that first enemy, and B, get the maximum potential out of the Headhunter talent. That opens up a ton of space on the build for you to do other things, like put on repair skills or skill haze or armor regen, whatever it is you want to do. So I'm an Xbox player, so what I've chosen to do is build in the weapon handling. And my mask is my second piece of D&H, and this is a named piece called Punch Drunk, which gives me 20% headshot damage on top of 20% stability. And it had weapon handling on it, and I put a 10% headshot damage mod on there. And for my holster, I'm running my third piece of D&H for that 20% accuracy. And it's got 10% headshot damage and weapon handling. Those exploding headshots really keep you alive. That's why with this build, you can actually run and gun without a shield. That's really what makes that possible. I still shoot from cover, but once I proc Headhunter, then I can get out and start, popping heads and blowing up hordes of enemies. I'm playing heroic, but in legendary, not so much. You're gonna need to stay behind cover. In fact, if I was running this for legendary, I'd actually change out my holster for the Dodge City holster so I can get those stacks on the pistol. But that means the pistol becomes a secondary weapon and not a primary weapon like I'm using it here. So my backpack is the Memento, and I'm using Kill Confirmed a lot. That additional weapon damage definitely comes in handy, as well as that bonus armor, and then all the long-term buffs that you get from collecting those trophies. So I'll pause to add here that if you don't have the Memento or the Regulus yet, you do have alternatives for this build. As far as backpacks go, you can run a Providence piece with Vigilance, and just like I explained in my Mantis build, it doesn't matter if you lose Vigilance if it becomes inactive. You only need it to be active to get that first kill to set off the chain reaction for Headhunter. And quick note, I have 1.1 million armor on this. Somewhere between 1.1 and 1.3 feels great, but you're going to want at least 1 million armor to get up close and personal. As far as pistols go, you actually have a lot of options out there. You can use any of the revolvers. Most of those hit pretty hard, or the D50, or the Liberty, or even the card and get that extra skill tier. For me, however, it's all about that exploding headshot. Watching those bodies fly is fun. I'll choose this pistol over the Liberty any day. Okay, for the gloves, I'm wearing Walker and Harris for 5% more weapon damage. I put weapon handling on here and it's got max headshot damage. For my knee pads, I'm wearing Fox's Prayer, which gives me 8% damage to target out of cover, and I've rolled max weapon handling there. Damage to target out of cover is one of the best attributes out there. You definitely want that. But one of the reasons why I'm running the Fox's Prayer is for that second brand attribute, which is an additional 20% accuracy. And in some of the gameplay footage that you're seeing here, I'm actually wearing these gloves that give me that extra 20%, and it feels great. I have plenty of power in this build. As you can see here in my stats, my pistol has 210% headshot damage, which is plenty for Headhunter. And this is with my Walker and Harris gloves. I have over 80% accuracy and over 75% stability for my pistol. And I haven't been able to reach that level of diminishing returns with weapon handling on my pistol. But again, I'm an Xbox player, so if you're on a PC, you might not need this level of accuracy and stability. So here's a high-level snapshot of the build. And for the specialization, you definitely want to run Sharpshooter. It gives you additional weapon handling, as well as more headshot damage. And for the primary and secondary weapons, go with whatever you want. In fact, I never used them when I was playing with this build. Not even when I was fighting, the hounds or the tanks. The base damage on the pistol is just really high, so it worked great. Plus, because I have so much damn weapon handling, I can actually shoot from range and hit my mark. So really, I never needed to bust out my rifle. Okay, I'll let you kick back, enjoy the music, and watch the gameplay. And stick around to the end, because I got some build links for you. So circling back on the raid and how to get the Regulus. So once you donate all of those pieces for Future and Bulwark like we discussed, you're going to get another set of gold projects where you have to donate a bunch of other random pieces. And it's really not complicated, you just go through the list. So once you donate those, then you have to play the raid all the way through one last time, and each boss will drop you an exotic diamond component so that you can go back to Anaya and craft the Regulus pistol, and there you go. Agents, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed the storyline for this mini-series. Be sure to watch the other 2 episodes if you haven't of the Manhunt Nemesis mini-series. As always, my signature cinematic intros make every build video I make worth your time. Not to mention the unique builds I hope you give a try. Links here and in the description area below. And I'm out.